Hi everyone, my name is Sumaya Ahmed and I am the Virtual Content Specialist for 7th grade science. In this video, I will be talking about some benefits of concept or mind maps and showing you some websites that allow teachers and students to create free mind maps online. Mind maps or concept maps are beneficial because they help synthesize and make sense of ideas and concepts because you're able to put them all in one space and kind of summarize them. You can add images to help with understanding, and it helps synthesize information in a more visual way. Another benefit is that they can also help with vocabulary acquisition. If you have a list of vocabulary words students need to understand, it will be nice to incorporate them into the mind maps, especially with visuals, so they can understand them better and see their connection to other science concepts rather than just seeing the word and the definition itself. They can see it in the context of the concept or even used in a sentence, which will help them with understanding. It can also help students retain information. Again, after a unit, it would help them to kind of refresh the information that they learned in the beginning of the unit. So one way that you could use mind maps would be at the end of the unit just to summarize all the information. And if students create the mind map themselves, then it's even more beneficial. Um, and of course, it helps visual learners because first you can add visuals to this, but it's also a more visual way of processing information. So you can use mind maps in many different ways. You can use them in the beginning to look at prior knowledge. So what you can do is you can have the mind map, start off with some concepts, and revisit it at the end of the unit to add on. You can have it as a continuous thing. So after every lesson or every week, you can have students add on to their mind maps. You can have students work in groups and create different mind maps like a jigsaw activity. You can create different mind maps for different concepts in science. Or you can use it as an assessment. However, using it as a form of assessment, it would be creative because um, students can create their own mind map and have their own way of portraying what they learned. However, you would need to create a rubric to go along with the mind map so students know what they need to include on the mind map. So I just made this simple the simple mind map on creately.com. So this is a website where you can create free mind maps. I believe with the free account, you're able to create 3 mind maps for free, and then all the other subscriptions are paid. So here, if you go to home, you create your free account. You can create any one of these templates. So you can create a flow chart, a mind map, organization chart, concept map, and even an infographic, um, database, and so on. So if you click on any one, so if you click on a concept map, which I have here, here is the one that I created. So as you can see, you can add either another concept and you can add a text to it. And you can also add a bubble. So here the bubble is added and you can add bubbles to your concept map. And you could change around the configuration of it. Okay. You could zoom out if it's a little too zoomed in and you need to see everything together. Here are all the options on the side. You can add different shapes. You can add an image, so you can import an image. This is one that I already had. So you can add the image anywhere. You can add something from Google search. That may take some time to load. And you can add these little icons. So these little icons, they could be helpful because students can add these pictures to the mind maps as they are adding in their information. So this could be helpful um, for students just to add even more, like a better visualization. Okay, and it's a nicer way to get creative with the mind map. All right. And again, here you can control more settings. So there's the information for the mind map. Here are the colors and fonts and styles. And here are the comments. So another nice feature of this is that students can work on this collaboratively with other students. So if they click share, they can share it with others. And once they share it with others, they can comment on each other's work. So if they click comment, um, they can add a comment. So let's say they have a question, they can have a question here, and they can add the comments to their mind map. You can also export. So to export as a PDF, you need a gold account. The free account does not work with the PDF, but you can export as a PNG or a JPEG, which saves it as a picture, which they can upload to your assignments. So this is one app for creating mind maps that students will um, enjoy because you can get creative with it. You can add visuals, different colors, and so on. You can also share the mind map with their peers. Another one is called mindmup.com, and here it's very simple. It's just a basic account, and you can add concepts, you can add connectors. Here you need to add the connector and the concept separately. So you can add another node right here. And then you need to add the connector separately. So an extra step compared to the last one, but there are still other features. So you can add stickers and emojis, which would be helpful for students. So if they want to add like emojis to each of them, they can relate it to their concept. They can also zoom in and out. You can save it. You can add an image. And yeah, so these are just the two ones that I looked through, and I've used MindMap before and I've used Creatively. I do think that Creately is a little bit more simpler and has a better user experience than MindMap. However, it depends on your comfort level and what students are comfortable with, so you can give them the option as well. And you can also save it. However, I think the best option for MindMap is to just take a screenshot of it and have students upload it to your assignment that way. Okay, so these were two apps that you can use to create free mind maps, and I hope they were helpful. Thank you for watching.